everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tamika. This is Library of Tomes. I talk to you about all the bookish things going on in my life. I usually have no clue what the books I'm talking about are about. It's a fun time. Today I'm hauling some books. Are we surprised? All I've done during quarantine is buy books. I still have another book haul that you all haven't even seen yet. So first off, we have Home Before Dark by Riley Sager. Are we gonna be surprised if I tell you that I've already read this? That's why the dust jacket's all I have here, and I just finished it last night, so it's upstairs. This is my most anticipated thriller of the year, and Riley Sager is one of my favorite authors in the entire world. I was really happy that this was the book of the month book this month, and it was the early release, because I have been dying to read this book, and I need another Riley Sager like yesterday. I'm very happy about this. This follows a girl whose name I've already forgotten. This follows a girl named Maggie. Her dad and her mom and her all lived in this house whenever she was younger, and they ran out one night, and her entire family claims that there were ghosts and whatnot in the house, and her dad wrote a best-selling horror memoir, and it's kind of followed her entire life. So she goes back to this house after she inherits it, and she decides to figure out what really happened. And it's a very fun story. It's a really good job of mixing horror and thriller, and I think that Riley Sager does that really, really well. So I think it actually comes out like July 3 or something like that, but I went ahead and got this through book of the month, and I recommend you getting it when it comes out because it's really, really good. I guess we'll just go ahead and do my other 3 book of the month selections that I've gotten, because I haven't done a book of the month wrap up. I have not hauled books, and you've seen them since I've got these last 3. I'm already holding this up. You know what it is. It's A Good Marriage by Kimberly McCreight. I don't know what this is about. This is the thriller selection for May. I think this mixes an FBI and legal kind of thriller. I'm very excited. I like thrillers, and I'm assuming this one is a domestic thriller just because it says A Good Marriage on it, and I don't know what else this is about, because why would I ever know what everything else is about? There's a law firm in here, so I don't know. Legal thriller. Then lastly, my April selection was Beach Read by Emily Henry. I have not read this yet. I really want to. This follows 2 writers. This is a literary author and a romance author, and they're having trouble writing, so they swap genres, and they have to, she has to take him on like cute dates so that he can write the fun and games beats, and then she has to interview with a cult because he's writing about an occult. It sounds really super fun and interesting, and I can't wait to read this. And this just sounds like the perfect reading by the pool read. And I have some news coming that I can't share right now, but I'll just say I'm gonna be reading this by the pool this year, and I'm very excited about it because it just sounds so good, and I can't wait to read this. And I've heard not so great things about it, but I guess I'll just find out for myself. I know that I do end up preferring more indie romances than traditionally published romances, just because I feel like indie romances just go there and traditional romances don't. And I don't know, maybe I'm just really wanting the spice and they just don't bring it for me. But I also love Fixer Up by Tessa Bailey, so I don't know, maybe I'll still like it. Next up I have The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, which is just the dust jacket because I started reading this the day after it came out, and I'll just tell you how far I am. It's like 2 pages. It's actually like 10 or 15 pages, and I'm trying to figure out why Suzanne Collins decided to write about President Snow when we could have wrote about Haymitch or the Rebellion or another Hunger Games or literally anything. This was President Snow in the 10th Hunger Games. He is a mentor for other tributes, and he gets a District 12 person. Yeah, I don't know anything else other than that. I literally have read like 3 pages of this, and I got it. I almost didn't get it, but I just decided to go ahead and just read this and go ahead and get it myself. I know that a lot of my friends have not liked this. I'm nervous to actually jump into it, but I'm still hopeful that maybe I'll somewhat enjoy it. Who knows at this point, honestly. But yeah, I did get this, and we'll be reading this at some point. So this stack of books right here, I think all but one of these came from Half Price Books. I'm gonna quickly run through them just because I don't know a ton of what these are about, and I do have a stack of other books over here that I do know more about, and I'm gonna go over those with you in just a minute, but I'm gonna go through these really, really quickly. So first up, I have Their Virgin Captive. This is a Masters of Menage. This is by Shayla Black and Alexi Blake. This is a menage It says 3 rough men, 1 captive beauty. It sounds really interesting, and it sounds like it's going to be glorious smut. So I'm going to read this. I'm gonna really like this, I hope. I have 2 more from Half Price Books here. These are both by Carly Phillips. Again, I don't know what these are about. This is Take Me Down and Dare Me Tonight. I know one of these is a Secret Baby, and then I don't know what the other one is, but I also got Beautiful Secret by Christina Lauren. I don't have the first book in the series. This is an office romance series, I think, and I need to eventually start on the series. This is the 3rd book that I own, and I just wanted to go ahead and grab it. I didn't know which one in the series it was, but I went and got it anyway because I think they can be read as standalones. I also got Ignited by Kay Jenner. This was in the erotica section. The tagline says, "His touch set her world on fire," and I'm very excited to read that. And lastly, I got a Christmas novella. This is actually by a Kentucky author, a local Kentucky author to me. She lives in the eastern part of the state, and I interviewed her for a story that I worked on, and I decided to pick up one of her books. I have since read 2 of her short stories, and I've not been impressed at all. I've been very disappointed, but I'm gonna give her one last shot and read this because this is a Christmas romance, and it's about a girl named Mills and a guy named Shay, or I might have that backwards. It's by 2 people, Mills and Shay. I don't know anything about this other than it's a Christmas romance, and I'm hoping that I don't hate this because I really don't want to have to give her another bad review because she was very sweet. She's such a sweet lady. Her books have not done it for me, I'll tell you that. I'm gonna try to move kind of quickly through this last stack here. I have either talked about them on depth on my channel or I talk about them a lot, so I might be kind of in depth for some of them and I might kind of be kind of brief with the other ones, but you'll know because I'll obviously chat a little bit more. Next up, I have Something to Talk About by Merle Winsler. This is the first female romance that Berkeley has published. I'm very excited about this book. I did start this. I got roughly 4 chapters in, which is about 50 pages or so. And this is between Joe and Emma. Emma and Joe have a boss-employee relationship. Joe is Emma's assistant, and Joe goes on the red carpet with Emma. The photographers get some photos of them together that look a little more romantic than Emma had anticipated, and there's rumors that they are dating. Very excited to see this because I really want to read more female romances, and that dynamic sounds really cute. I've also heard this is a slow burn romance, so I'm gonna keep that in mind. I'm gonna go over a couple pretty quickly that I've talked about quite a lot on my channel. So first on the list is Hate Notes by V. Gillen and Penelope Ward. This follows 2 characters. The girl finds this beautiful dress in a thrift shop, and it has this note written inside it on a blue post-it or a blue piece of paper or something, and it was a beautiful note. And then she finds the dude and schedules like a tour of his house, and then she somehow gets a job at the place he works and he becomes her boss, and they have a very adorable hate to love relationship. It's an office romance, and I really liked this. I really love the way that he writes her these blue post-it notes and she calls them hate notes. It's very cute, very precious, and I love these characters. Next I have Regretting You by Colleen Hoover. This is the first Colleen Hoover book that I've ever paid full price for. No joke. I own a lot of Colleen Hoover's books, and this is the first one I got for full price. This is not a romance actually. This follows 2 characters, the mom character and the daughter character, and it's both of their stories, and it's like 2 different stories in one story. And the mother loses her husband, the daughter loses her father, and they're both trying to figure out how to maneuver in the world without that person in their lives. And there's something more complicated going on with the daughter, and it's watching those 2 paths on how they figure out how to cope in their world and how they kind of intertwine. It's really cute and it's really precious, and I loved this book, and it's probably my favorite Colleen Hoover, not to date, but it's one of my favorite Colleen Hoover books, and I do highly recommend this book. It is so emotional, and that's why I picked it up for my shelf. I do have my Colleen Hoover books down here somewhere. So one of my favorite romances of last year was The Breakup Bet by Kat Carmen. This was not available for a paperback last year, and I was gonna go buy it right after I read it because I absolutely love this book. I thought this was one of the best books that I read. It was so cute and so precious, and I absolutely loved this book. And this is a steamy romantic comedy, and this follows a couple tropes that I really like. It's the brother's best friend trope, the billionaire trope, the bet trope. This billionaire dude moves in with his brother sister because he just sold like a company that he has and he's moving, and they make a bet for whoever can get over their ex the quickest by using the other's method, they will actually pay for 6 months of the rent. And it's really cute. It turns out to be a relationship between the two of them, but I love this book and I recommend this all the time, so I'm really excited to add this to my shelves and to display it so that everyone can see it and they will be like, what is that? And I can be like, oh, read it. It is a beautiful baby. Here you go. Actually, I won't give this to anybody because God knows we're not gonna let anyone in my family read this book, because if they do, they'll spill stuff right all over it. I'll just tell you that right now. Next up, I just want to quickly mention I have 99% Mine by Sally Thorne. I did mention this in my book outlet haul because I had a copy and it was ripped down the back with a box cutter. I had a replacement copy in the mail. I just want to quickly pop this in here. Next up, I got This Stopover by T.L. Swan. This is part of the Miles High Club series. This is the book that I was talking about in a couple videos ago where I mentioned a journalist book. This follows a girl who went to school for journalism. She wanted to work for this one media company. She finally gets the job at this company. She's been wanting to work there forever. Some shenanigans ensue. She ends up having a one-night stand with the CEO of this company in a they have like a layover and she has a one-night stand with him. They were in like the plane together and it's really, really cute. I really love their relationship. They have a very quick chemistry and it is like right coming off the page. It's like right from the beginning and I really like this. There's so much going on. It's a very thick book. I listened to this on audio and this one was this does have a journalist as a character. What's going on is she's working for this company, someone is stealing the stories, and she is writing fake stories so that they can catch up this other company. So it's really fun. It's also their romance of them trying to figure out how to make it work between them. It's very cute. I really like this. I do recommend this one for books with journalists as characters. I just thought I'd save the best for last because I finished out my Briana Hill collection this week, or this month, mostly finished it out. So I'll explain that. You all know I love Briana Hill and she obviously knows I love her too. We did a live stream on my channel, which I will link in the cards if you want to see that. And I did chat with her somewhat on occasion and she knows that I love her books. I own all of them except for Midnight Hunter. I don't want to read it. I have heard problematic things about it and from what I have read from the synopsis and whatnot, I'm just not interested in reading about a Nazi falling in love. I love Briana, love her, not into it. I think it's a little bit problematic, but like I said, I don't plan on reading that book and I love her, but I'm just not going to give her any money for that book. Because one, I'm not going to read it, and two, I don't want to own something I'm not going to read. So I'm going to tell you about the ones that I did buy. So first up, I got The Black Fox by Briana Hill, which is the first book in the Dirty Heroes collection. If you've not heard about this book, this is a novella in the series. It's the first one, and this follows Zacharias and Lolita. I love Lolita. I love Zacharias. They're beautiful. They're precious. This is stepdaughter, stepfather. This does have cheating in it. It's obviously Daddy Kink. It's Briana. There's a lot going on here. This is one of the only books that I've read that I am okay with the cheating aspect. She did it so well. She made it flawless where you know right from the get-go there are no feelings between the mother and Zacharias. So 100% recommend this book. It's short and little and it's actually very pretty. Let me show you the way it's formatted because it is just gorgeous. Next up we have The Lap of Luxury by Briana Hill. This is the sequel to Come to Daddy, which is one of my favorite books in the whole world. This is the Love Doesn't Cost a Thing duet. This is, well, the first one was Sugar Baby, Sugar Daddy. You can't read this one until you read the other one. So the first one follows this is Demir and Bethany. The other one is Misha and Sierra, I can't ever remember the girl's name. Sugar Baby, Sugar Daddy. This one just continues on the story. Demir's so fucked up. He is like the definition of the weirdest, craziest human being in the whole world, and I love him. So lastly, the last book that I am going to be hauling today is Ringmaster by Briana Hill. I've not read this yet. I'm a hot mess express. I'm just telling you, I don't know what's wrong with me. This follows two characters. This is a slow burn romance. It is steamy. It is Daddy Kink. It is it's very slow burn. She said that the character, there's a very large age gap. She said that the characters don't even do anything until like 60 or 70 or almost 80% in. This follows our heroine who runs away to the circus. She's like abused and everything, and then she gets taken in by our ringmaster, and our ringmaster is in his 30s and our heroine is in, I think she's like 17, but nothing happens between them until she turns 18. And I'm so excited to read this one. It's very slow burn. It is very different for her. And she even said that it was very different from her. I'm excited. I cannot wait to read this. I love Briana. I love her characters. I love her. And honestly, I just can't wait to see what these characters are like and to try this out because I love her so good. I actually got my copy before she did, which I thought that was hilarious. I ordered it just in time for the live show. Okay, so those are all of the books that I bought while I've been in quarantine, and also while I haven't been updating, and just all the books I've bought in the last like 2 months or so, 2 or 3 months. And I am not going on a book buying ban. I'm just going on you should probably not buy as many books right now kind of thing because you're moving soon. And I've talked about that somewhat in like reading vlogs and stuff. But yes, I don't have any other books to show you, so I am going to actually just go ahead and close out this video. If you want to be my friend on any other platform, all my links are in the description. I have Twitter, Instagram, and Goodreads, and I will see you all in my next one. Bye, everyone. Rosy, sweet.